you would stand, we are going to have Hal Palmer start us out with the invocation.
Good afternoon, Lord. We're just glad to be here with you today and with all our Lions friends. We ask that you continue to bless this meeting, bless the scholarship winners and their families and their plans for the future, as well as all the projects that we have starting going momentarily. All this way I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Okay, and then we are going to have our Mike Parker start us out on the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And David Hammond is going to start us out with our song.
My country is of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrims cried, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
You may be seated.
Good job, David.
Okay, so for our members, I am going to pass around our roster. Please check for your name. It's in alphabetical order, so you should know how to find it by last name. And check next to it if the information is correct. And if it is not, please make the change to that. And then I am going to send it back there in the back for guest introductions.
Lion President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. Marlene has one guest today, and Karen has the list of all of our scholarship recipients.
And Greg Firth has one.
He didn't show.
He didn't show. No show. Okay, right, I'm on here. There you go. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions. Oh, do you know my
You're gonna do it now?
Are you gonna do it now?
I thought you were gonna do it later.
Well, I just went in here because
all right.
I had 6.
Oh.
I have 9 guests here from, is this even working?
Yeah.
From the RA Longmar Morris. 3 of them are our scholarship recipients and the rest of them are guests.
Did I hear there was another guest or no? Are we missing someone?
Back there.
Oh, back there. Back there.
Oh, I couldn't find you. I'm sorry. I'm looking up here. You're back here.
Hi, President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. I brought my friend Donna Weaver today. I've been telling her about the Lions and all kinds of wonderful people, so she decided to join me today. And we're sitting way back here because she does have a bit of the sniffles and didn't want to get you old folks sick.
Okay, dokie. Penny Piper, would you give us a sunshine report?
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. Maryland's got the date of the memorial service for Shirley White, and it's May 24th, is that right?
Yes, 2 p.m.
2 p.m. at Presbyterian,
No, Kelso United Methodist.
Kelso United Methodist Church.
Presbyterian Church. It's in Kelso.
It's in Kelso. And the obituary was in the paper yesterday, I believe, either yesterday or today. Yeah. And then I also have a card back here for Steve Patterson. He has pneumonia, but he's at home on antibiotics and doing better. And then, did I have an update on someone else that I've forgotten? No. Nobody's raising their hand, so I must have dreamed it. Thank you.
All righty, thank you. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our happy bucks.
Okay. Chase people down. Mr. Palmer. Yeah. Mr. Lion Palmer.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. First happy buck is great training yesterday with President Carrie Ann and Bob Piper on the new Clover system. It's going to be a huge, much easier process now, and I'll let incoming Treasurer Karen in on the details of that as we move forward. Let's see, all of the other happy things that have gone on in my life. You know what? Here it is. Memorial Day weekend, I'm taking my new RV out. We're going up to Lamp Camp in Long Beach, and it's going to be a great 3 days away from here.
Lion Dwayne.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, I still have $5. After going to Lost Wages, also known as Las Vegas. And I'm not much of a gambler, that's why I still have $5. Yeah.
Okay, moving right along.
Wayne came back with more than I did.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay. Past District Governor of Maryland. You. You. Give us your name.
Already did.
She's talking to me. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, I was going to share a sad dollar for Steve, but since Penny mentioned it, this is a happy dollar for watching, I swear, the best elementary school play that our granddaughter was in. Just imagine the stage. I swear there was 300 kids singing. It was a beautiful musical for this age group. Oh, okay. Yay. Right along, past President.
Yeah.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions guests, right now I have a happy $4. I'm saving $1 in reserve. I'm happy because, what am I happy about? I'm happy for a lot of things, but I just can't think of anything right now. One, it stopped raining, so my garden's not flooded.
You're not wearing glasses.
And I'm not wearing glasses. I ordered my first pair of non-vision sunglasses, so woohoo! Without even trying them on, so that was kind of a gamble. And just looking forward to this week.
House District Governor Mark Kelch.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, as Cindy alluded to, she is now famous. She's in the current edition of the Columbia River Reader. Because you can find people for $1, so that's why she's there.
Oh, that's why you were saving it all the time.
So the one's off to the post office wall now.
It's towards the back. It's towards the back.
My 5 this week. Taking my car back to Clary's again for car issues. This time it's because our granddaughter broke the lock on the back door and it stays closed. I can't even open the door anymore. So the challenges of grandkids. Had my annual physical yesterday. Hate to tell you, but you'll have to put up with me a bit longer. Seems like I'm fairly healthy other than my shoulder. My paternal aunt that I met when I connected with my birth father about 5 years ago turns 99 today. I promised I'm going to her 100th birthday party next year, so I will be over to Hawaii next year at this time. A reminder for all of us, all gave some gave all. Let's remember the meaning of Memorial Day this weekend. It's not just about barbecues. Quote of the week from George Bernard Shaw. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do for it whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live.
Beautiful. Okay, I'll actually say it. Past Council Chair, the other Palmer.
Hey, President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, my happy $5. As the sole Longview Pioneer Lion at the MD19 convention this past weekend, the shock on people's faces were crazy. You guys always have a bunch. Yes, we always do, but you knew what the problems were, so that's why I'm here. But it was a great time. For your information, the international director candidate, Mark Van Sel, was announced that they're going to put him through in July as the international director. There was a group of Leos at this conference. They did everything. I mean, they helped, they raised money, and it was just amazing. Next year's conference will be in Wenatchee on the Memorial Day weekend. So, and Wenatchee is a great place because it's got the pool that's both inside and outside. The idea is to bring kids. You bring them if you have them, right? Yeah. And it'll be a good time. But I want to finish up with the main speaker. It was a lady who walked across British Columbia, the first woman ever. She was a lion. She started out dead broke. The Lions Club that got her started gave her $750 for this trek. And as she walked across Canada, she went to saw all the Lions Clubs. People would come out. She says every once in a while she'd be walking and there'd be a guy with a cup of coffee to hand her and a $20 bill. So her story was amazing. If I can remember her name, it's Ina something or other. But based on that, MD19 gave her a Melvin Jones Fellow. So it's really kind of cool.
Okay. Lion Greg.
President Kerry, fellow Lions guests, something that Mark alluded to, Memorial Day coming up. Being a vet, it means a lot to me because I lost a bunch of friends over in Love and whatnot. And I'd like all the vets to stand up, please.
Fewer and fewer of us every time.
Lion Jeff Johnston.
Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, should have jumped in when Penny was talking. Long story short, Dad is down for the count, almost sick for 3 weeks, and he's pretty much bedridden right now, just with a flu or something. Things sound pretty nasty, which will force them to cancel their cruise to Alaska next week. Kind of a rough deal. Put them in your prayers. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jeff. Okay, moving right along. Is that for me, Eric?
Yes.
Oh, okay, Lion Eric.
Carrie, fellow Lions and guests, I have an extra $1. Figured.
It's getting easier all the time. Hello, Second VP. Rick. Hi. Do you want to talk or just let me take the money?
Something.
Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. Darlene, would you stand up? Okay, this is a lady that is in charge of the plastic, and we took it to, you can sit down now. Okay, we took it to Safeway the other day, and we, anyway, compressed it in the thing, got back there in the back room. Only to find out that you can't put that much plastic in there. And it blew all of the cables off of it, and anyway, we had to redo it. And actually, we got 2 pallets out of it, so it was a lot of work. And thanks, Ann and Steve, and who else? Who else was there? Oh, a friend of mine was there. Lynn was there. So, thank you. Okay, moving down the line here. Rick VP, Lion Sheriff.
Thank you, President Mary Ann, fellow Lions and guests. I have a happy $1 that for my cruise. I had a wonderful, wonderful time, and I would say I'm happy to be back, but that would be a lie. Ooh, our esteemed leader, President Carrie Ann.
Fellow Lions and guests. Well, I've got 3 happy dollars because I was thinking my granddaughter is going to turn 7 here in just the end of this week already. And it was probably about a year or so ago, the beginning of the school year this year. She's in kindergarten, and she told me when I picked her up from school one day, she says, "Grandma, I'm 7 now." And I said, "No, you're 6. And she goes, "No, I'm 7. But every time I picked her up, it was a new age. So sometimes she's 13, and sometimes she's 10, and so she's really only going to be 7. But and then Tony and I did go out to dinner last night to celebrate. Ken's birthday was yesterday, and Tony's birthday was on the 17th. I always remember that because it's the day before the Mountain Blue, so that's my cue on that. But next year, he's going to be a big 60, so we'll do a big birthday party.
He's married a young woman.
I'm right behind that, so yes, thank you. Okay, well, let me see.
No, I got one more. Lion Susan.
Hi, Lion Susan. Greetings to President Carrie Ann, members, and guests. And I have 2 happy dollars. I made it back. I went to Victoria, BC, zip line, and I'm able to meet our candidates today, our recipients. So I'm happy.
That's impressive. Oh, believe it or not, last but not least, John. Let's just say John.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, I would be remiss if I was not to tell you how happy I am about the young men and women that are here today who have excelled in their educations. All I want to tell you is believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, it's going to go well all the time. No, just keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lion Mike. This is not ending, I apologize.
Well, let it in.
I have a happy buck. We have a neighbor that lives next door. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. I know, I'm untrainable. Ask my wife. We have a neighbor that lives next to us, and she lives by herself, and she doesn't have the capability to take care of her yard or anything. So I was able to help her out, and we took a cooler to her because the refrigerator went out, so that she could keep her food cold. And I think right before I came here, I think she just got a new refrigerator brought by. But it was pretty crowded for me to get out of my house and get here, because the road's pretty narrow.
Oh, no, really?
So, we got one more here.
Oh, really?
No, he's gonna write this. We're not talking about it.
What do you got?
Is this another Palmer joke?
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. It's not a happy buck, but I just wanted to compliment Greg when you think about it. He mentioned his comrades. I was in Washington, D.C. 3 weeks ago. This is the Vietnam Memorial Wall, among all the others. And I have to tell you, I have a couple of fellows like football players from Chico State that died the first year. I didn't know them that well. I didn't hang around with them. We did play ball together for 3 years. It was a surprisingly emotional experience for me. And I can understand now why that memorial is so well appreciated. And I see pictures of vets, kneeling balling because they fought with these guys. I wouldn't have been in the military. But it's a powerful monument. If you have your chance to go, visit it if you haven't. If you know anyone that died in the Vietnam War, you don't have to get on your phone and get the name. It is pretty worth the time.
Now I believe I am done.
Okay, thank you. Carrie Ann. we are going to turn the meeting over to our education chair, Karen, and she is going to present some scholarships.
This is my favorite time of year. I like scholarship committee a lot. Okay. We all work hard. We all work hard all year making money so we can contribute to the community. And one of my favorite things to do is give out scholarships to our high school students. And we are so lucky today. We've got 3 of the 4 Longview High School recipients and 6 adults supporting them. So it's just great. A little background on our scholarships. Don Papp was a longtime educator and administrator with the Longview School District. He was an advocate for continuing education, and along with his fellow Lions, Don spent many hours working on service projects to raise funds for student scholarships. In his honor and memory, we support a scholastic scholarship. And then Frank Brown is another one of ours that we memorialize with scholarship. He served as club president and also as MD 19G district governor for Lions Clubs International that served Lions Clubs in the Southwest Washington United States. Frank believed in education beyond high school and was passionate about helping others improve their quality of life. He was an advocate for vocational education and wished for his trust fund scholarships to be awarded to a student choosing an appropriate school of vocation. Like I said, we do have 3 of our recipients today. The one that couldn't be here is in the state golf tournament, so I'm hoping that she will be able to join us at another meeting just for recognition. And her name is Sarah Stewart from Mark Morris. So I would like to give the advisors a chance to give a brief introduction of their students and maybe a few words from the student too. Just to tell us where you're going, what your plans are. So, and wait a second, let me backtrack here a little bit. I don't have an advisor here for Mark Morris, but let's start with Matt West, who is our vocational scholarship recipient for Mark Morris. Let me start with Matt. If you would like to say a few words about I don't think you're going to have to stand up. just a few words about where you're going, what you're doing after graduation. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Mac West. I want to thank everyone for being here. My plans for after high school is to go to Perry Tech and study instrumentation.
Who would like to speak from RA Long? Okay. Come on up, Victor. This is Carrie Clay. Need another box.
Okay, hi, can you hear me? Hello, I would like to introduce Victor Mendoza. I've had the pleasure of having Victor in class for the past 3 years. Victor's always had a sense of humor and a strong work ethic. I'm excited to see where he goes in his future, and I know he will do great things.
My plans after high school is to attend maybe LCC and pursue a career as an electrician.
And Victor got one of the Frank Brown vocationals also. And here is Mike Cooper.
It is afternoon. Good afternoon. This is really cool that you guys do this. I was here last year to represent Matthew Verdorn, who is doing great at Perry Tech, just so you know. But it's really cool that you guys do this, and then I get to be here again this year to represent Brooklyn Stevens. I have Brooklyn in class. I'm her advisor, and then I also have her. She's in my personal finance class as well. Brooklyn is one of the most selfless people out there. And I was telling her just a little bit ago, you're looking at a room full of people who volunteer their time in our community. You're going to want to get a hold of this one. Their grad requirement is 24 hours of community service. Brooklyn got over 1,000 hours of community service. Anyway, wonderful recipient. You guys made a good choice with this one. So.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Brooklyn Stevens, and my plan for after high school is that on May 13th, I'm already assigned to be a part of the military for National Guard, and I really wanted to thank you for those who are veterans in this room. I really appreciate your work, and I really do see you as an inspiration. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be a part of the National Guard, and then I'm going to go to Western Washington, and I'm also going to study recreation, tourism management, as well as entrepreneurship and innovation. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. I wish you guys all the best, and I hope you will maybe find some time to stop in and see us sometime when you come and go from home. We always meet on Tuesdays at noon right here. You're most welcome to join us or let us know how you're doing in school. Be the best you can be out there. I don't know what else to say other than congratulations on job well done.
Okay, well, since we have some inspiring students here, I'll mention just really quick some of the functions that we have going on because the Longview Pioneer Lions are very busy, active club. We have kettle corn sales that we do, and that raises funds for us to be able to give back to our community. Bob is, oh, there he is, not sitting in your regular chair. Bob is in charge of our concession stand. So you'll see us out at the 4th of July, at Concert at the Lake. We make a fabulous burger. So if you haven't tried that, please try that and support us. But there's a lot that we do, and there's a lot that we support in this community too. So, you know, just consider maybe as you're learning through school and maybe through employment, keep the service groups in this community in mind, because being a part of that it's just unremarkable. It's a great experience. So good luck in the future to you too. And so we do have, George Rader is gonna be our June program chair. So he's got a whole list of people all ready to go for next month, and if you can believe it, next week is June already. Not next week, the week after. I'm still almost there. I can't believe it though. Look at how fast. I know, I can't believe it's almost June. So we do have some announcements, and so we'll get that started, but one thing I wanted to bring up to the club really quick is July 4th is around the corner. Our regular meeting date would be July 1st, because that's a Tuesday, and that is the July 4th week that we will all be actively out working. So we need to determine if we are going to have a meeting here on that Tuesday or concentrate on the events that we have going on.
I won't have a meeting. I won't do it.
David will be here.
I won't have a meeting.
We have the beer gardens on the 3rd. We have the lake, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, setting up, getting ready for that. And cotton candy sales and kettle corn and all that. So what are your thoughts? Someone just, no meeting on the 1st? Okay. All right. Does that sound good with everyone? Yes? Nod or yes? Yes. Okay. So we are not going to meet. This is what we usually do. We usually do not meet the first week in July because it's just super busy for us, and we kind of concentrate our man hours to the events that we have going on, since there's really so much going on. So all of you that are able to make it to a meeting, make sure you're signing up for one of the events. We have kid races that day too on the 4th of July, so that's something that we take care of. Tons of candy we throw out to the kids, so if you have kids, make sure they come to that, kids or grandkids. And Katie, I know, is working hard on getting the spirits up and going. That's on July 3rd. So that will be a very busy time. Make sure you're watching for the signups coming out. And I think we did have signups coming out for the kettle corn signups. So that's every Friday so far. So May 23rd and May 30th. So Bob, do you want to start with your announcements here? Hey Bob. Hey Bob. Hey Bob. Hey Bob.
Of course.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. First thing, we've got a addition to our schedule. We're doing the Heaven Car Show on June 21st. So we'll need a few people for that. That will be at the fairgrounds. And caramel corn this Friday looks a little thin for help in the afternoon. So if you can check the schedule and sign up. Yeah. Other than that, sales were pretty good last week. Started out a little slow, but we hit our goal. So we're doing well. Thank you.
Also, want to mention the War for Reading, which is also coming up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the 22nd.
Karen, do you want to talk about that, Roar for Reading?
Yes, we have Roar for Reading coming up on Thursday. We might be a couple short depending on Marilyn and Steve. how Steve is coming along in his health. So if anybody can join us, I have, I wish I had the list. I don't have the list pulled up to see who I have on there, but come to Columbia Heights Elementary. The afternoon shift is 12:30 till it gets over, which is about 3:15 or 3:30. Yeah.
And the date of that was?
Thursday. It says this coming Thursday, 2 days from now. I had a question from Kurt. What was that?
Just the date.
Oh, yes, Thursday.
Today is the 20th.
We We won't turn anybody away, so if you'd like to come see this crazy organized chaos, please do.
It's a lot of fun reading to the kids.
Morning shift is like 8:30 to noon. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Karen. How about Cindy Sessions next? How about that?
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. We have our installation dinner coming up on June 20th at the Elks. We have a menu so far of blackberry barbecue chicken. We have a strawberry almond feta salad with raspberry ranch or raspberry vinaigrette, loaded mashed potatoes, and green beans with almonds, and some kind of dessert I have yet to figure out. I'm finalizing the price of the meal. I just saw that I got a phone call from the Elks. So once I know the price of the dinner, I will have Leroy send out a group email. That way you'll know what the dinner price is, because it is prepaid. Right now I've estimated around $36.50, but we'll go from there when I get a final number. Oh, and I also need help with the committee. So far it's 2, me and Sharon, so I need help.
Okay, so make sure we get that supported, because that's something we do every year, our installation dinner. We want to make sure we bring Sharon in with all the bells and whistles.
I thought it was a wet blanket.
Is the caramel corn sales on Friday, that's at Safeway, right?
Yes.
Is that, I know, my daughters know all about it. So. But is that something that high school students can come and volunteer at?
Yes.
Okay.
So good. Usually during the day. Even adult advisors might.
It's from 10 to 4.
10
to 4.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And there's 2-hour shifts.
Yeah. Is it all summer? But I just, during school.
Not necessarily.
The seniors, they don't go anymore.
Now we start getting other functions going.
That's in my school.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, or contact someone here at the in the club, and we can help you too.
Somebody give him a card. I'll catch you out. Bob's getting his card out for him.
Okay, yes, Bob's got it. Okay, sounds good. Yes, Jason.
President Marianne, to add on to that question, in the hopefully in the counseling centers at both high schools, there are sign-up sheets for this summer for students to sign up for help on our different functions. So.
Okay, in the counseling center of Mark Morris and our law, there should be some sign-up sheets already in there. So, okay. All right, I'm gonna just pass this down to Sharon.
Thank you, President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. Our next evening meeting is going to be June 19th. It is again at Ashtown Brewery, and at 6 o'clock. And this particular meeting, we will be doing the training for all the officers for the incoming year, for the new year of 25-26. So if you're an officer or a board member, please come to that meeting.
Thank you, thank you. We will head back there in the back to the desserts. Just so you guys are aware, the guests, we have Jane and Darlene are bakers of the club, and they bake something generally once a week, and then we raffle it off to make do fundraising for the Relay for Life is where that one goes.
And white cake.
Oh, and white cake, yes, okay. So Pat, you had your hand up, is it something that needs to go before? Okay, all right, you're on, Jane.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions. First pick goes to Jay. And whatever's left over goes to Mark Kelch.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, in yesterday's mail, I just want to make the club aware that Ed DeVries, a former city manager at the city of Longview, was kind enough to send in a donation in memory of Bob Magnuson. So I'll be making sure that gets sent on. I'll talk with Linda about what he would like that to go to.
Alrighty, well, get your tickets out. If you bought raffle tickets, get those out. We're gonna start with the blue ticket. That's what is the jackpot back there? Do we have a figure, an estimated figure, Jay?
$5.
Estimated figure?
Okay, that's spiced out.
President Gary Ann Fellines and guests, if memory serves me correctly, we're only about halfway through the deck, Jay. And so the number of tickets being sold this year are a little bit less than the previous year. So we're only at about $475 is my guess.
Okay. That would still be a good day to win that. Okay, blue ticket number 6375. 9 4. Who's got 9 4? Rick? Oh, he said a long time ago he got it. Okay, Rick's got the blue ticket. So Jay is going to come over and have him pick a card through the deck that we have. If he picks the Joker, then he gets to split that pot. He gets 50%. And while he's doing that, look at your red tickets. Red ticket number is 404314. Oh, good. Okay, Mike Getlin has
Lions are in sight.
Okay, and poor Rick got a 3 of hearts. So he is not a winner of the jackpot. That is going to roll over to next week, and hopefully someone will win that soon.
Put the Joker in it next time, Jerry.
It was in there, Ricky checked.
We really are finishing up early. Is there any comments from the Lions or guests, or Karen has something real quick?
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, I neglected some very important people to thank from my scholarship committee. It was Susan Farquhar, Steve and Marilyn Patterson, Cindy Sessions, Eric Tornson, John Trussell, and Jane Gurdon. Thank you so much for your help.
Yes, Harry.
Attaboy, Woody.
Hey, hi, guys. President Gary Ann, and yes, yeah, new at this. In the awards committee, we had our meeting a while back in too, that we brought the nominees for the Lion of the Year and the Unsung Lion and the Rookie for the year. And I don't think it's been noticed with the club here per se. If you came to the meeting and voted, thank you very much. But anyway, Lion of the Rookie Lion, the nominees were Karen Johnson, Penny Piper, and Jeff Johnston. Unsung Lion was Darlene Mongen, Tony Botero, and Jay Pruitt. Lion of the Year is Ann Camarda, Leroy Parcell, and Katie Dillinger. For those of you that don't know what this club's all about, these people work a ton. Well, thank you very much.
All righty. Okay, I think we are all done, so you guys get a treat today and you get to leave early. So we will adjourn the meeting.